that kind of behavior. Um, and Steve has accepted the consequences. He's dealt with it in the right way, and I can't commend him enough in how he has handled this situation. He spoke to the organization yesterday. He spoke to our players this morning, and he's learned from this. He's grown from this. We have embraced him. He is a part of our family, and we're excited to have him back. And with that, I'll move forward and talk about practice. Today was a good day. We started our process on the Cowboys for a scout team, cards and those things, offense and defense, as well as special teams. I thought the tempo was great. I thought the level of concentration was there. It's going to be a very difficult task this week, going on the road, playing against a good football team that runs the ball well, don't beat themselves, and they're pretty good up front on defense. So we're ready to accept the challenge as we move forward, and we're looking to continue to build on this week. And with that, I'll take questions.
They're talking about not playing Prescott or Elliott, and that's another missed opportunity for your first team defense.
I really don't think it's a missed opportunity because, we have to line up and really execute and do the little things regardless of who's out there, performing or playing, Bob. They talked last week about Breeze not playing and those kind of things. So we just got to go out and, play our style of ball, be physical, play with extreme effort, and really execute. I'm looking for the defense, regardless who's in there, to stop the run.
Is there any kind of overall problem, though, in going through a whole preseason schedule and never seeing any team's number one quarterback, which is what's going to happen?
No, I don't think that's the case. I think, we've gone against each other enough. You look at, some of the things they did last week. Sam was 6 for 6. You can say the same thing. They haven't seen, they didn't go against our, number one quarterback. I know a couple of their guys who I know didn't play on that side of the ball. So I think it's about really the day-to-day operations and where we're trying to go as a unit, as a team, and that's what I'm most focused on right now.
Josh didn't appear to be practicing today. Will he play this week in Dallas?
Oh, yes. Our intentions is for him to play. It's a day-to-day thing. On Monday, his hand hit a helmet, and it just was a little swollen, and we didn't want to, really put him in that situation today, trying to give it another day to heal. But right now, it's day-to-day.
On his throwing hand?
Yes, on his throwing hand.
What would you like to see, or what do you need to see from Sam in an extended period of time to know he's ready for the season?
Well, I think, we saw quite a bit last week, in his operation being 6 for 6 and really spreading the ball around to 6 different receivers. Just the mechanics of really running the offense, the timing. It's going to be good, again, being on the road. Noise, loud in there, so got to be on point with our communication. So that's really what I'm looking for him just to take command of the offense.
You talked a little bit about feeling more comfortable with people around his knees, around his legs. Is there anything you can do, or the team can do, to help prepare him for that besides live action?
Well, Josh, let's protect him. Let's keep people off his knees and from around his leg. That's what I want to be able to see. But when it happens, he has to be ready for it, and I think he's gotten enough of that. Really in the first couple of preseason games, and hopefully, again, we can do a great job of protecting them Sunday night.
Knowing that Josh is probably going to sit when the regular season starts, is it valuable to get this preseason work? And is it something where if it's close, you'd like to see him out there to get experience?
I mean, Kyle, you can never get enough reps, particularly when you start talking about a young rookie quarterback. So, again, it's day-to-day. Hopefully he's ready to go this weekend because those reps are valuable.
Have a dress rehearsal policy in place? How much do you need to see from guys that have cemented a spot on the 53?
I think it's always important, if you can, particularly this third preseason game, that you continue to build on that. How much these guys are going to play, I'm not going to say. There's going to be certain ones, as we talked about each and every week, that's going to probably come out a little sooner than others. Larry, i.e. David Johnson. But these guys got to get used to really, the endurance of playing in a game. So I'm not going to set a timetable on when they're coming out.
Coach, when you look at your rookie class, sometimes coaches say they make strides after Thanksgiving. It looks like depending on Josh, but you look at Cole and Evans Masons and some other guys. Do you anticipate these guys to contribute this year?
I hope so. You know, you look at Mason, you know, he's our starting center now. You look at Chase, he's backing up David, and it's a strong rotation there. And, you know, Christian separated himself last week, you know, to be, you know, somewhat in the mix of that number 2. So I'm expecting a lot out of those guys this year.
How are you at your defensive tackles? You brought in 2 guys and you got 2 starters who were hurt. How are they doing?
We're going to see. You know, it was you know, first day for those guys today. And we're expecting, you know, Corey as well as Robert and then Olsen to be ready for the opener. But, of course, we got to be able to play these last 2 preseason games, and hopefully these guys can, you know, create a spark and show up something.
Can you share what your emotions were when you watched and listened to Steve to address the team and here today?
Well, you know, Steve and I in a short period of time have become real close. And I know him as a person beyond the GM role. And for anybody to endure and go through what he did, and we're not saying, once again, that we feel sorry for him because, again, it was poor judgment. But I can't commend him enough in the way he has stepped up and taken ownership, you know, and being the man that he is. And, you know, it touched my heart just to hear the mere fact of how it affected his family, you know. And, you know, when you start talking about kids and things like that, it really hits home. So I think he's grown from it. I think he's going to continue to grow from it. I think he's going to learn from this. And as he mentioned up here, he's going to be a better person, a better man.
You mentioned a second ago, you mentioned Robert and Corey and Olsen. Is Olsen banged up too?
Yes, just a little bit. Olsen Pierre.
You kind of touched on that other wide receiver spot opposite of there, because Chad and Christian kind of had good games last week, and you said Christian separated himself. Is there anybody else that you're looking at in that position to kind of do something this week?
Well, you know, Bryce did not play last week, Bryce Butler, and looking for him to step up. He has an opportunity this week against his old team, so hopefully that sparks him a little bit. You know, you have Greg Little, another good receiver there, so hopefully those 2 veterans can do something this weekend.
Bryce look like he's a gun.
Yes.
What are you seeing out of that other defensive end spot, that competition?
Well, you know, you have Benson Mayoa, you know, Montarius, Dora. Those guys are working hard. You have the young kid over there, Alec James, you know, free agent that we signed that I think is a pretty good player. So it's open. You know, guys are still competing. We're trying to see exactly what's going to happen there. And in the end, you know, they're going to determine who we keep, you know, based off their performance and their play. You know, Marcus Golden is doing well in his rehab, and I'm excited about trying to get him back out there as soon as possible.
Matt McCrane's long field goal last week, what's that do for your kicking competition?
You know, I talk competition all the time. You know, we know Phil is a seasoned vet. He's done a great job, but I think anytime there's competition at any position is healthy, and I like that, and Matt's doing a great job. He's been doing a good job since the spring, so let those guys continue to battle it out.
How has Mason Cole handled the increased responsibility?
I think he's handling it well. You know, again, I look at 3 guys in this rookie class to me that, and I'm not just talking about their play, I'm just talking about their approach and how they handle the game at this level. Mason, you know, Chase, and then Christian, their approach, you know, they're not rookies in how they come to work each and every day. So it's not too big for him. You know, he's handling it well. He's doing a great job with his communication, talking to his guards and getting the information filtered out to the tackles. So he's doing well.
What's the hardest thing for a rookie center to pick up, to learn, but in that sense?
It has to be the protections, you know, the different looks that you get and with blitzes and those kind of things, and really trying to ID what we call the Mike linebacker, where it's coming from. So again, we're not putting all that pressure on him. You know, it's by committee. Those guys are doing a great job of communicating up front and really working together.